to read an email here which I've received. Again, just remember, Doctor, that this is your show. This is where we share principles, wisdom, and valuable tools, insights, and inspiration to help you become the ultimate provider that you wish. Make sure that you do subscribe, I ask you please, to the YouTube channel Live Show so that you can receive all the notifications. Make sure you click on that little bell so you can have all the information and get the latest releases of what we're printing. I want to read you this email, which is an important email which I've received along with many others. Dear Dr. Dahan, thank you very much for taking the time of putting this show together. This must have cost quite a bit of money and time, energy, and I'm sure that this is taken away from a lot of the time that you could spend with your family or with your business. We really appreciate it, and we are grateful at the fact that you have taken on this leadership position by being the first and only live doctor show. Thank you very much for this kind comment. It has been a journey, and I'm happy to be here today. I want to touch on an issue here which is somewhat breaking my heart, but I think it's important that perhaps you should share it with other doctors. At the same time, I would like to have your opinion. My partner and I have been in business together for almost 10 years. We are not only partners, we are also brother-in-laws. And due to that effect, we're both doctors running a very successful clinic. Lately, there's been all kinds of issues between our wives. My wife and his wife are sisters, and we are having issues at the office continuously. Both of them also work with us. So I'm not sure exactly what to do. The issues are petty, continuous, but have gotten much bigger. I'm seriously thinking about leaving, but I don't know how to make this happen and whether or not this is a possible option. If you could expound on that. Again, thank you very much for the kind comments. This is a difficult situation. You now have not one, not two, 4 family members. 2 sisters marrying two doctors. And of course, they are competing for each other. A wife, a spouse, is going to do whatever she can to help her husband. I can only imagine the scenario in this. Even though this is not mentioned in the letter, I can see what's going on. It's been going on for years, but I can see perhaps one of the 2 women have children, has to run home, and the other one says, well, why should I be here? She belongs here, I belong here. Or the other one has an emergency with one of the children, has to run home. Or it could be that one of them says, you know what, let's go on vacation. So now the husband and wife go on vacation, and then the other couple is there to be said. There's a lot of issues that could come up. You see, most people don't have those issues because when you're in business and you're in business for yourself, the likelihood of you being by yourself in the office and being the owner or the doctor is probably the most prevalent option. And therefore, you make whatever decision. If you're going on vacation, you're going on vacation, but the office could run, properly and successfully without you. Or if you have an issue, that issue could be discussed and perhaps forgotten about it. Now, when you have 4 people and they're all related, even when you get together, even if you do things, whatever the case may be, you're going to have those issues continuously come up. So it's not an ideal situation. It's a great blessing, specifically because you can trust these people. After all, she's my wife. And what a beautiful thing if I could bring her sister with that. Wow. How much more support can we get and trust? Oh, amazing. And her husband is now also going to become my partner. What a blessing. Not necessarily, as you can see from this letter. So it's a difficult question because it's not an easy process without me speaking with you. You're giving me just an overall picture and say things have gotten bad. The question is how bad and what issues. You're mentioning here that they're petty issues, things that are not that important, but it still makes a difference because you're dealing with that. So here's my first recommendation, is all 4 of you should sit down. Not at the office, not at home, but in a private area. Go away. Go away to a cabin somewhere. Take a couple pads of paper, a box of tissue, and a tape recorder and go away, maybe to the mountains. And all four of you will sit down at this table after you had lunch. Turn on the tape recorder and make sure that everybody knows that you're taping this conversation, and say, okay, we're having issues. We need to discuss that. However, before we have the issues, you need to regress. You need to go back and ask yourselves, all four of you, what is the purpose of us working? Not together, working, just working. Ultimate purpose is very simple. It's the goal-oriented to take care of our families, children, spouses, do things among ourselves. We want to buy more stuff, buy a home, buy cars, go on vacation, earn money. And with this earning, we're going to create a beautiful life for ourselves, for all of the participants that work here. That's really what the purpose is. Now, to do this, we have to work together. We have to work as a team member and as a unit, and I constantly respect with each other. So we need to set some rules as to what we're allowed to do. Now, we've been doing this for many years, right? For several years, and somehow lately things seem to have changed. Knowing that as a tape recorder, you're going to have to be careful of what you say, because everything will be recorded so that it makes sense, and then everybody will not be able to say, I never said that. It's being recorded. You might ask, well, what is the box of tissue for? Well, the women in the group, the two sisters, perhaps even the men, but most likely the women, because they're a little more sensitive. One or both of them may cry at one point in time, realizing that all this is ridiculous. And what you want to do is you want to get to the bottom of it. And that's why you each need a pad of paper, because it may take several pages of reorganizing. And you commit not to leave that cabin on that weekend until you resolve all the issues. And every time someone says something that, but I can't stand this, or this has been ridiculous, or this hasn't helped, and what are we going to do about this? All of those issues, remind yourself of the goals of setting up the clinic. That was to create a business so we could take care of our families. And when you see this, what's the alternative? That you guys split, go your own different ways, and you're going to work, I'm telling you at the beginning, twice as hard. It's going to be difficult. Who takes the clinic? Who rebuilds it? How far are you going to go? All of these logistics will come into play, and it's going to create chaos in the family. Why split up? If it's worked for all those years, it can work for many more years. If not 2, 3, 4 times the amount of years that it worked. If it was 10 years, you could do this for another 40 years. It's all a matter of personality and adjustment on the personality. You have to be careful with that, because at the end of the day, we're people, we're humans. The words that we say come from our minds. They're thoughts. Thoughts who became words, who then become actions. Action dictate character. Character will change the direction of what we do. Direction will determine our destination. Those are the things that you have to think about. If you're looking to have your families stay close, be close, as it was at the beginning, think of the good times that you had. And look at all those things and find out, what are those petty things we're discussing? Now, one or some of you, I'm not sure, will have to change some of the ways. Perhaps some words we cannot say anymore. And make these lists. Words we cannot use anymore. Things we should not do. Ways we should operate. Start from all the problems. Make a list of all the issues that you have. Issue about being late, about taking up too much time, about not being respectful, about not being helpful, about not being condescending. Whatever the issues are, write them all down. Each and every one of you should write down all the issues that there are. And you'll see there will be a commonality between all 4 people. Then take those issues one at a time and figure out, what can we do to make it work? This weekend is called the Weekend of Peace. It's an opportunity for you to make up. An opportunity for all of you to become family again. And realize that life is very short. Very short. And if during those years that we work together, if we can make it so that it's pleasant, it's loving, it's helpful, and it is respectful, then you'll have a great clinic again. I don't suggest at all you even consider in any way, shape, or form walking away from each other. You're not going to find any better. And even if you go somewhere else, don't you think you're going to have the same issues with your staff or with your spouse over there? Whatever it is. You need to fix it where you are now. You've got a great system going, and you've got something which is going and it's working well, and the clinic is doing well. Keep it up. But keep your stuff fixed up to your mind. Some of the things that you need to change them now. By you changing what is going on around, you'll see that all of you will be affected positively. Words can affect the world, and they will change things that we have in the world. It's interesting that when you say a word, it creates a sound wave. The sound wave reverberates into the universe. It has been scientifically proven. I don't have the statistic here, but scientifically proven that a butterfly that flaps its wings can create a typhoon on the other side of the world. So if this is the case, the words that you also create sound waves. Be careful by using the proper words. Be careful that the words that you're using inspire other people. Be careful that your words uplift others, motivate them to see themselves greater than they are. Use the kindness that you have in your heart, which is there, always there, to make sure that everybody around you not only respects you, but likes you. Bringing a smile to somebody else is a lot more important at times than to be right. It's been said over and over again that more love, more sugar will bring you so much more than anything else in this world. And we need that today. That's what it's all about. I hope this will be of great help to you. If it doesn't work, or if you feel that it was not sufficient enough, we have a few options. Option 1, call me, and I'll try to expound on that. Option 2, listen again to this video when it's uploaded onto YouTube. Option 3, pick up another weekend and go back to the mountains and try it again. God bless you. I hope this is helpful. Remember, this show is for you, is where we share principles, wisdom, invaluable tools, insights, and inspiration to help you become the ultimate healthcare provider. God bless you, and I wish you nothing but the best. Just remember that this is God's world, and in this world, there's nothing like having peace and love with one another. Thank you very much. I wish you the best. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the notification bell to get my latest update.